All right, we back. Motor City Sports Talk told you guys we are gonna come back with a mock draft. I did the draft machine. It's Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow, and just the way it fell. A lot of people gonna say, "Oh, the Lions should do this, should do that." I mean, just the way the draft machine fell, and it was the best picks available. I thought the 6 picks the Lions have available, they're missing a 6th round pick, and they didn't get they didn't get compensated with an extra pick this year. So, we got the 6 picks, missing the 6th round picks. But first, Darius Geis fell to me, fell to the Lions. And his pick, it was either him or Marcus Davenport. I think those are the two. Jair Alexander was there, the corner, that I probably in real life couldn't pass up. That's one of my favorite prospects in the draft. But I thought the need of running back and the talent and the best available with the need for running back was there in Darius Geis. I believe in him. I love his story. Had a tough story. We lost his dad. Got killed at a Waffle House or something down south. And he talks about how he plays for him and his family. So I like him, an LSU guy. The SEC theme will be very popular in the first 3 picks. In the 2nd round, I took Deshaun Hand from Alabama. He's a hell of a player, man. He really is, man. He's a hell of a player. He just really, he's an athlete, but it seems like the coaching at Alabama never clicked for him to master physical talent. For the Lions having a reputation for developing talent amongst the defensive line, if they can get everything they can get out this guy, he was the #1 blue chip recruit coming out of high school over Leonard Fournette and a whole bunch of other guys. He has the frame. He's like 6'5", 6'6", 290, lanky muscle. He run a 4.7 A. He can play 3-4, 4-3 in. I mean, he can play. It seems that, he doesn't play up to his speed, as far as his athletic ability, like what his real potential could be. And that's because he's thinking too much on the field, in my opinion. I believe he's thinking too much, and he's not be able to read and react or just react. And I think coaching can help with some of the technical flaws that he has. And I think, I know people say, well, you got a premium coach in Alabama. I think at the pro level, he has the athletic ability. I think if he's being able to coach right and clean up some technique, and they could put him in a position to win and be successful in a pro-style system and be around Zeke Ansah and be around other professionals that can show him the way, especially Ashawn Robinson that's already there. I think it's a match made in heaven. He could play inside and outside. I think he could be that textbook bookend other than Ziggy, like that real strong left end. That left end is don't always have to be a dominant pass rusher. It's a guy that can rush the passer and play the run well. And he has problems setting the edge. And I think a lot of his issues are coachable in his technique, and it's just going to be repetition and being coached at the next level. But I think his potential is off the chain, and I think that can get the Lions. But I just like the Lions' history of developing defensive lineman talent. In the 3rd round, Lorenzo Carter fell. To the 3rd round. He's projected to go anywhere from 1 to 3. I think it's more to 2 to 3 now. Long, lanky pass rusher. We did an NFL draft spotlight on him. Real long, a lot of speed off the edge, a lot of bend. If you had to, get a poor man's Harold Landry in this draft, or possibly a guy that may end up being better than Harold Landry, another SEC guy out of Georgia, he fire off the edge. He probably got to put a little bit more strength on that frame, a little bit more mass. But if the Lions gonna run a hybrid 3-4, 4-3, I think he's a situational pass rusher in both, as far as he can drop as well. So you probably can play him, as the outside linebacker if you need to. If Christian Jones or Devin Kennard don't work out, or you need a 3-4 pass rusher to put stand up, he can put his hand in the dirt, I believe, and he can cover. So he's a true, linebacker too, with a little bit of coaching at the pro level, and he's a bona fide pass rusher that can get up the field. You address the defensive line in the 2nd round, and you address elite pass rusher that can have the potential to be a three down pass rusher that could drop in coverage as well. I love that pick right there, getting Lorenzo Carter in the 3rd round. He got 1st round, 2nd round type of talent. I think my first 3 picks was pretty solid. Let's finish it off. Rashad Penny fell in the 4th round. If anybody was listening to me talk about the draft in the beginning, I said the Lions need to draft two running backs in this draft, and I like Rashad Penny being a change of pace back to guys running 4.46. I also could have went with Nyheim Hines, but I went with Rashad Penny. He's not as electric as Hines, but guess what? He's a little bit more stronger and physical. I know Penny has that upright running style that got Adrian Peterson and really pretty much never let Darren McFadden get started in this league. But hopefully they can make the adjustments. He can, return kicks in punts as similar to Nyheim Hines. But him and Nyheim Hines right here, or in this draft I could have got Nyheim Hines in the 5th round as well. I think that's an adequate pick. But getting Penny and Geis in the same draft, and I think potentially they will have an Amir Abdullah trade, in my opinion. But like a lot of people like Penny, I think getting Penny and Geis, I think sometimes you gotta be, you gotta be sure of yourself, man. I really do think you gotta be sure of yourself. But also, I mean, for the Redskins drafting RG3 and Kirk Cousins for a certain amount of time, that paid off for them. And I think drafting 2 running backs can pay off for Lions. You can never be too sure, and you can get 2. And plus, with the draft having a cap now, where players can't run the salary up on you no more. Why not draft 2 running backs and see what you got, and potentially have a good 1-2 punch or trade bait down the line? But the 6th round pick, Coleman Shelton, he's a guy that got excellent technique. He started all 5 positions at his tenure in Washington, but he settled in at center. A good athlete for his size, but he lacks NFL strength. And that's something else you can work on. You can build him up to be bigger, stronger. Get him on a weight program. I'm pretty sure at Washington they probably had the best strength and condition coach, strength and conditioning program. And I think you put him in there with the monsters, A-Shine, Sylvester Williams. That's how you get stronger in the gym, lifting with guys that's bigger and stronger than you. 7th round, Trayvon Young. A guy I think had an injury or something. At Louisville, a lot of potential pass rush extraordinaire. Just the value pick right there. An athlete that you can build up, something like what the Lions did with Willie Young. Like I said, my mock draft ain't perfect. It's just the way it fell. But I like the first 4 picks, man. I'm really in love with the first 4 picks I had. What I love to get Harold Landry in this draft at number 1, at the first pick. Yeah, he was gone. Davenport, Jair Alexander, and Geis was the picks I was considering. I went with Geis, Mr. Hand, Lorenzo Carter, Rashad Penny, Mr. Shelton, Mr. Young. Let me know what y'all think, and then let me know if y'all did the draft machine, and let me see our results. We gone.